A couple weeks ago, we set out to try something new, an experiment we'll say. Basically, we wanted to bring more nature into the garden, and to be honest, I've been very surprised at the results. Join me today as I go through those results with you and share what has worked, what hasn't, and what I'd recommend you to do. Hello and welcome to Sproutlogic Gardening. In a past couple videos that we did, Nora and I started a little experiment, we'll say. We went ahead and let nature come into the garden. We encouraged it, in fact. Certain times, for example, we put out bird feeders to bring birds in. Didn't bother removing the clover from the grass, no dig method, etc. So I think I want to share with you how that journey went. Let's start with the bird feeders. So the first part of the experiment was essentially increasing the amount of feed and things we have available to birds. So we put out a bird feeder, we put out some suet, and I can say the results have spoke for themselves. I have seen all kinds of different birds. In fact, many more species than I was seeing before. Robins, chickadees, I've even seen crows. I've seen all kinds of different birds coming into this garden that were never previously seen before. And what I'm seeing from that, the benefit at least, speaks for itself in a sense that they're working amongst the flowers. I'm noticing the birds spending times in the bed. And they'll go ahead and they'll pick at different bugs and things that are on there. And what I'm hoping to see actually is a decrease in pests, frankly, from it. But also it's fun to see all these different kinds of birds and animals that are out here. I mean, just the biodiversity alone, it makes it more exciting when I come out in the morning, seeing a new species hanging out on the lights or hanging out the feeder or hanging out in one of the beds. So I'd say this is one of the best parts I've seen so far and definitely worthwhile. If you want to add more biodiversity when it comes to birds, place a feeder, place some suet. Believe me, it's definitely worth it. It's fun to watch. The one thing I'll note with the bird feed though, so I switched over to a kind of black sunflower seed, and what I was noticing is it was good, but I wasn't seeing a lot of the smaller birds. So what I ended up doing is kind of creating a custom mix of the smaller seed with the black sunflower seed and mixed it back up in here, and now I'm seeing the smaller birds again, which is fun. I wanted to make sure it was even for both types of birds, larger and smaller. But overall, I'd say this has been a great success. Let's talk about the other things that I've seen. Now, the hummingbird feeder. So I will admit I've only seen one hummingbird come around. He kind of buzzed around here a little bit and took off. So probably more of that to come, hopefully. What I have seen, though, is wasps. Now, I know wasps can be kind of a tricky thing, right? But the benefit that they provide at eating pests definitely outweighs having them around as an issue. Personally, I don't mind them. I give them the space and the distance, which is why I keep seeing me look over here to make sure there's none hanging out so I can step away. But for the most part, they've been no problem. They're not chasing me away. They're not attacking me in any way, shape, or form. So overall, I don't mind them. I think that they bring some more biodiversity to the garden. And if they eat off the feeder, doesn't really bother me as much either. Something to keep an eye out if they start swarming. There's a ton of them. They make a nest. That might be a different story. And in fact, you can see right here, I have one landing right next to me and one buzzing around me. They're not really bothering me. But overall, I'd say this has been a pretty good success as well. I would just like to see some more hummingbirds. So now let's go take a look at some other things. So the other experiment I did was the no-dig method. And you've heard me mention this on a couple videos, but looking at the lavender, the butterfly bush, the yarrow, echinacea, results speak for themselves, right? They've been growing just off the charts, just exploding every single day, getting higher and bigger and more flowers and things. That echinacea, in fact, has never had so many flowers on it. I mean, there's a bunch coming in. Last year, I think I got 3. I think right now I see probably close to about 8, which is amazing. But yeah, this has been a really huge success for me, and I can't stress it enough. It's so much easier. Just put the compost, the slow release fertilizer on top, let it be. Don't dig it, don't rip it up, don't till the bed, just let it go. When you do it, nature takes care of you and pays you back tenfold. Now, I would say the clover is actually another success story that I have here. So throughout the yard, I basically let it run wild. I let it just grow unrestricted, didn't spray any pesticides or any herbicides, actually, in this case. And in fact, there's certain spots where the grass wasn't coming in really well, so I actually chose to plant even more clover. Now, I'll tell you, the things I'm seeing, it's wonderful, really, to see how many bees are coming around here. All different types of bees, too. What's funny is they could really care less about the flowers. They care more about the clover, and it makes sense. That's what they naturally feed off of. A lot of the flowers that we grow in our garden, bees can't really eat off them or don't choose to. They don't care to. So, I mean, I think this is another great success story. Why not? Why not give back to bees? Give them something to eat off of naturally. And honestly, I think it looks pretty. It looks nice. These little white flowers all over the yard compared to the green desert that you typically would see across here. So another great success story. I think it speaks for itself in the results. Why not give back to the bees, give back to nature? And I think maintenance-wise, a lot less to worry about. I cut my yard now maybe once a week compared to before I had to cut it multiple times, kind of keep things trimmed back, or spraying, which I never did, but still, the cost of that and then the damage to nature, definitely not worth it. So I should probably talk to you about what hasn't worked so well. Now, the one thing I would say that hasn't worked well, and probably the only thing I would argue, I let certain parts of the yard basically go. I didn't cut, I didn't mess with anything. And unfortunately, that gave room for stuff like this, Virginia creeper, to come in. And this is pretty invasive. It'll choke out trees, plants, all kinds of different things. And unfortunately, by me kind of taking a step back in certain parts of the yard, I gave it room to come in. So I'm gonna have to deal with this. If I let this go, it's gonna completely wipe out this holly, these pines and other things. It'll just choke them out entirely. So I'm gonna have to manage it. You know, we live and we learn, right? You know, I gave it a shot and said, what if I just left this stuff alone and see what happens? I thought maybe some other native plants would come in, but that's the problem with invasive plants, right? I mean, they really will outcompete most of our native plants without even batting an eye. And you can tell this thing is vigorous. It's everywhere. It sends up shoots across the ground as well, going up the pine trees and different things. So it's okay, no big deal. Not a major problem to deal with, you know, just more hands-on, tearing it down and getting rid of it. No herbicides, of course. We don't want to do that anymore. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way and cut it down. Well, we should probably wrap this video up and I'll give you some of my closing thoughts. As I said, this was a big experiment. Nora and I did different things throughout different videos you'll see, where, for example, we did the no-dig method. We put out bird feeders, hummingbird feeders, decided not to get rid of the clover. In fact, like I mentioned, I even added more to it. And I think it's been amazing. It's been great to kind of watch nature come into the garden. I'm seeing all kinds of different things, and it's a lot less maintenance. I'll be honest with you. That's been more enjoyable to me, I think, as well. I'm not having to hunt down and cut the grass more times, or, oh my gosh, you know, I got to deal with this pest. The birds are taking care of it for me. You know, nature itself is taking care of it. I don't have to worry about it. I come out here, I enjoy just being out here in nature, seeing the flowers grow, seeing the clover in the yard instead of seeing just this green thing across the whole yard here. I think overall, super positive experience. And I would say 10 out of 10, I'd recommend. If you would want to try these out, I'd say go for it. It's well worth it. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks again for joining me on this journey and this experiment. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.